At this point, you have seen countless Deadlock guides. Macro, lading, farming, box routes, specific hero guides. How are you supposed to watch every single one and test them? Information is scattered all over YouTube and you don't even know what's important. Is this piece of advice going to push you to become an Eternus 6 player? I have 1000 hours in Deadlock and I'm a hard-stuck Eternus 2 player. I am tired of mindlessly grinding pubs, reinforcing bad habits and having zero impact on my games in higher elo lobbies. I am going to test every single relevant guide and create the ultimate training framework. Welcome to Deadlockmaxxing. Let's unlock the carry aura. To track the progress, we need to establish the before. We are pulling this raw data from two sources, Deadlock's in-game stats and StatLocker. We are going to track core metrics such as win rate and lane domination. Since not all information that we are going to get from guides can be directly translated in numbers, we will review the rest in the form of replay analysis. For example, if right now our sole purpose is to learn the most efficient ways of rotations from mid lane, we'll focus our match review on that. Unlocking Carry Aura is about learning and recognizing patterns to carry the games. The numbers we are tracking are there to prove that the framework is working. I haven't found a single Deadlock aiming guide that shows how and where to train your aim. The advice is usually just to play more Deadlock and your aim will get better. We need the most optimal and fastest way of improving our aim. I personally need it badly since my aim usually looks like this. Let's also look at my accuracy numbers based on StatLocker. We need to set a certain goal. I have analyzed top 30 carry players and calculated average weapon and headshot accuracy. This is the number we are aiming for. My plan here is to use aim training software like Kovacs to find the best aim training routines or go beyond and create my own. To see the results, we'll track weapon and headshot accuracy and also duel domination. I have 1000 hours in Deadlock and I just recently found out about edge boosting. If Deadlock was hiring a CEO of movement, my resume would have been ghosted. We can't track movement with numbers, so we need a different approach. I will analyze my deaths in recent games and create exit routes for those specific scenarios. We are going to test the most efficient rotations and earn routes and build better alternatives. Let's push Deadlock's movement mechanics to the limit. Movement and aim depend on the characters we are playing. Since I'm a full-time employed adult with responsibilities, I restrict my hero pool to two, Ivy and Bebop. In order to master macro, you need to master micro. You can't focus on what's happening on the map while browsing builds and deciding on the next item. There are a few things that we can optimize. Item and skill builds, new tech for a specific character, and which lanes are good or bad for us. Our task is to improve this process and create a framework for mastering new characters faster. After mastering a specific character, we need to think about our game plan to carry the game. How often do you push the wave before joining a teamfight? I always treat it as a hot potato game. You hold the wave on your side for too long and your base is burning. That's why playing pressure is the most important basic mechanic that I need to perfect. But what if the enemy is as good as you in macro? You need to learn how to break their map control. You need to see the patterns in their gameplay and find the loophole. To become the strongest figure on this chessboard, we are going to become a pro at VOD analysis. We will research macro guides, learn from reviewing pro and high elo lobbies. The general idea is to be as specific as possible when doing the analysis. Before you hit play on that replay HUD, decide what you are looking for exactly. To unlock your carry aura, you need to become a coach first. My plan is to take the most recent replay, find the symptoms and treat the disease. Take my last game for example. I had a lane with Infernus who was higher ranked than me and he wasn't happy with my laning performance. We need to isolate this moment and investigate what exactly triggered this. Deconstruct the problem and find a solution. Notice the first moment. Infernus is resetting because he was low, and the new lane already is pushing into the enemy tower. What the opponent can do is freeze the wave, and we're gonna lose like 400 souls right there. And on top of that, if you look at the timing of my rotation, and look at the information we have already, is that the enemy is nowhere to be low except for Talon maybe, but our calico is low, so we are potentially putting her into a risk of dying because we are trying to gank. So we're kind of in debate. We don't know what to do. We're completely lost. We are already like a minute here, not doing anything. We do not really have any catch. I think it was a flawed plan from the beginning. Looks like the issue was a bad rotation to mid that wasted massive amounts of time. That was the first fatal error. The second fatal error was returning to a dead lane when I should have abandoned him to solo farm. Two major macro issues. We already found two reasons I'm hard stuck in Eternus 2. These are the exact problems we are solving in the next episode. Firstly, I will review 30 replays of the best roamers in high elo and find the best pattern to successful ganks. Second topic is we are going to solve a debate whether you should leave a losing lane or stay and try to overturn it. Subscribe so you don't miss the next episodes. Let's unlock the carry aura together.